Hi guys, I'm so happy to be back with you. I'm sorry it's been such a long time, but I really wanted to make a video on this most joyous day of the Hobonichi Lovers calendar, the day of the full lineup reveal for the new 2022 Hobonichi products. So let's have a look at what they've got. We will start as usual with the A6 covers, and then we'll move on to the cousin covers, and then we'll look at the weeks. So the first cover that kind of intrigued me here is this Have a Nice Day cover, because it's a little bit different from the usual Hobonichi cover design. And I like the fact that it's simple and it has an elastic closure and it has this small pen loop. The only thing is that I wish that it didn't say Have a Nice Day on the front, because I feel like that kind of restricts it a little bit. If it were just black faux leather, I think that that would be quite flexible and classic. And actually they said that they almost didn't put that on, but then they decided to because they thought it would be like a nice little happy message. So I can understand why they did that, but I think I won't be buying this one, but I thought that it was kind of an interesting, different design. Then I kind of like the Animal Crossing cover, although I won't be buying it because I've never played Animal Crossing and I don't really have any strong associations with it. I don't know the characters, but I think it's just very happy and bright, and I like all of the colors, and I like this little leaf charm bookmark at the end. So I think that's kind of a cool one. And it also comes with stickers, so that's awesome. Now, the first one on my list that I am absolutely going to be buying, no questions about it, is the new Mother 3 cast cover. Now, one of my biggest planner regrets of my entire life is the fact that I didn't buy the Mother 2 cast cover when it came out. At the time I thought, well, I've never played Mother 2, I don't really know the game, and so even though I like the design, I won't buy it. And then in the following years I kicked myself because it's such a cool cover, and yeah, I was just sad that I didn't have it in my lineup. So I think that this is a chance to redeem myself, and in some ways I like it even better because I think that the yellow background is really cool and happy. The only thing I would change about it is the brown on the inside, but you can't have everything. It also has this really cute card-sized mirror, and it has an inscription on it, and then the back is red and it has a picture of Ness. So I think that that is awesome. So that is definitely going on my wish list. Then the next one that I really like is this, the Blossom cover. So this one reminds me of the Ukrainian Flowers cover, which came out a few years ago. And I think that it's almost like a mirror image of it. So they both have yellow flowers, but this one has a white background with blue and yellow flowers. And this new one, the Blossom, has a blue background with white leaves and yellow flowers. And I think it's really pretty. They describe it as kind of Art Nouveau, and I think that's a good description. I like the fact that it has this little element on the back here, and I also really like the tassel bookmarks. I've always been a fan of the Hobonichi tassel bookmarks, and I like the inside, I like the colors. So I think that this is a very nice design here, and I like the fact that it has a kind of three-dimensional effect, so it will feel textured. I think it looks really solid and satisfying to the touch, and I was happy to see that it's faux leather. So yeah, that is one for consideration. I'm not really sure whether I'll buy it because I'm not using an A6 very much at the moment, and so I kind of feel like I can't really justify it, but it does intrigue me. The next one that I thought was interesting is this one, the Yuki Fujisawa with Time. I think that this is just really striking, and it has a lot of interesting elements to it. So first of all, it seems to be this very interesting multimedia sort of design where it has a fabric layer, and then it has lace, and then it has like gold foil on top of the lace. So it seems like it's a mixture of all of these different textures. And I really like the color gradation. So it describes it as being kind of like the colors of the Northern Lights, which I think is really cool. And I do like the lace covers. So this is one of my favorite covers. This came out, I think maybe last year, the year before, and it's just a lace cover, and I think that's really beautiful, and this kind of reminds me a little bit of that. And I think that the textures here are really intriguing. Although I'm not really sure how hard wearing this would be, it sort of makes me a bit nervous that it would have to be the kind of cover that you know, hardly touch and maybe put a cover on. So yeah, it says it's a white gold foil on top of the lace, and the lace is itself on top of the base fabric. So then it says the foil sparkles and brings out the presence and three-dimensional look of the lace. And I also really like the color of the inside. I think that this is just a beautiful shade. And so that one is definitely going on my maybe to consider list. Then I quite like the tambourine, Mina Perhonen. So I'm not going to get this one because I don't usually really like navy that much, but I think that this is just quite a striking design. And I like Mina Perhonen in terms of, like, you know, the designs and the feel of the textiles. So I think that this is an interesting, very understated, subtle one, but a nice design. I also like this one, the Jardin. So this is quite striking in a different way. I like the flowers and like the green and the red, and I think that this is a really interesting design. The only thing is I wish it had some other color for the background. I feel like the background is, it's for just like, for me, I'm not really that keen on like kind of gray and beige. And so I feel like, yeah, I would like it to be either white or blue or just some different color. So that kind of put me off it a bit, but I think that it's a really nice design. And I also like the look of the texture here. And happily, this one is also faux leather rather than animal leather. So I think that's the last of the A6 covers that I was drawn to. If we go down to the cousin covers, there's less of a selection, which is pretty typical for Hobonichi. Usually there are fewer covers to choose from in the cousin size, which is kind of a shame for me because my main Hobonichi is a cousin. That's what I use as my work planner, but that's okay because I have quite a few covers already. So if I can leave something off my list, I'll be happy to. So this is another version of the Jardin, and this was kind of a shame to me because, like I said, I like this design, but this one is all gray. And so I kind of feel less drawn to it than to the A6 version because that had the red and the green and it was very bright. And then this one is like kind of all really muted. So I am not as much of a fan of this one. Now we go on to the weeks, and this is where things really get exciting as far as I'm concerned. So this year, I think there's a lot of choice for weeks, at least in terms of the designs that appeal to me. So first of all, in the solid colors, I think that there is quite a nice selection. So I really like this sunny blue. And then I also like the sunshine. But the first one that's definitely going on my list is the Juicy Grapes Nuance. And this attracted me for two reasons. One, purple is my absolute favorite color. And I really, really like this shade of purple. I think Juicy Grapes is a good description for it. And I also like the fact that the year is embossed in gold because I think that purple and gold are a really nice combination. So that just instantly appealed to me. But the other thing that intrigued me about this is that it's the nuance cover, and I've never had a nuance cover before. So it's made out of this special kind of material. It's PU, polyurethane, so it's plastic basically, which isn't great, but it looks like it's really rugged and it's very durable. And I've never had one of these before, and they've been out for the last few years. And I've just never tried one because I never, saw a color that really drew me. But this time I really want to try it. I think that it looks very, very interesting. So yeah, I love that one. And then we come to my absolute favorite, the Forest Tiger in the bow and tie fabric. And since 2021, I have fallen in love with bow and tie fabric, and I've decided that I'm going to get a bow and tie weeks every year if there's a design that I like, and I love this one. So it's tigers in the forest, and you can see there's this like nice, satisfying, rich green background, and then the tigers are frolicking on the front and the back. And the really cool thing, wait for it, is that some of the tigers have a parrot sitting on them. So this is like the, the kind of little hidden treasure that you get with the bow and tie designs, is that occasionally you get this one that has some kind of special quality to it. And in this case, it's a parrot. So I'm super excited about that. And something that I noticed, which made me really happy, is that it seems to me that there are 2 parrots on the front and 2 parrots on the back, so that if you get one that's like stuck in the spine, you'll still have another one. So your chances of getting a parrot in a good position are higher than last year. So with the swallows. So you can see here, here's a parrot. It's like right in the middle. And then here's another parrot that's kind of on the spine. And then on the back, you have 1 parrot here and then 1 parrot here. So for those of you who, kind of really worry about the placement of the hidden treasure on your bow and tie weeks, I hope that that will put your mind at rest a little bit, because I think that we will have more chances of getting a good placement than we have in the past. So yeah, this is my absolute favorite. Then I also like this one, which is masks of Japanese festivals. So I think that this is a really nice design, but I decided against it because I'm not a fan of pink, and because the background is pink, I was just like, sadly, it's not for me, but I think that the designs themselves are really cool. This also has a hidden treasure in some of them. And then another one that I really like is the 365 Days weeks. So this was shown in the sneak previews during August, and I really, really liked it. And I instantly thought, I'm going to get that one. I love the fact that it shows all the months of the year. I think that's really cool. And that each one is in a different design and a different color of the rainbow. So you get this very nice, colorful, rainbowtical cover. And I also like the fact that 2022 is handwritten and embossed in a metallic color. And I also like the fact that you can see some of the colors when the book is open. But it looks to me like this is that kind of shiny weeks cover that they use for all of the mother designs and some of the other colorful weeks designs. And I've had that before and I don't really like it. I like the textured covers better. So that kind of made me think that maybe I won't get this one, which is good because I already have too many weeks that I really cannot live without, and I only have so many things to plan. So the other one that I like is this one. This is from the same designer as the With Time cover in the A6 that I talked about. So this one is really cool because it's a lace pattern and then it has a foiling. So the whole thing is very shimmery. And there's a video at the bottom of this page that you can click on, and then it will show you the shimmery effect. So it's basically foiled, like the whole cover is foiled. This is not actually fabric. I believe that this is just printed on, but because of the foiling, it has kind of like a 3D effect. I think, as far as I could figure out, because it says a floral lace pattern is printed on the front cover, rather than actually being lace like it is in the A6 cover, if I've understood that right. And then James is kind of interested in this one. This is another mother cover, Mother 2. So this is Foreside and Moonside. So on the front is Foreside, the town, and then on the back is Moonside. So this is kind of cool. It's like a mirror image. So if you like mother covers, I think that this is a nice choice. And then if we go down to the megas, I'm not going to get a mega, but I really like this cobalt blue in the sneaker design. I think that's a great color. And now if we go back up, we can have a look at some of the accessories, because there are some really cool accessories this year. So first of all, I really like this Hobonichi whiteboard calendar, the mother version. And I'm going to get this for James because he's been saying for a while that he needs a wall calendar. So I was like, well, you've come to the right place, because I think the mother calendar designs are really cool. Then the next thing that I love is this new design of the plain notebooks. So I like these notebooks, but the covers were always just a plain yellow, which was fine. It didn't occur to me that they would do something incredible like this. But now that they have, I'm like, oh my goodness, I just love this cover. I think that this is absolutely stunning. So kind of looks like a patchwork quilt or some kind of like textured folk art. It's really cool. So on the inside, it's the same as it was before. You have the gridded paper that changes color every so many number of pages. So you can use it for different projects or, you know, like kind of color code what you're going to do with it. The one thing that I wish that this notebook had is page numbers. I would really like it to have page numbers. But aside from that, it has rounded corners. It's Tomoe River paper. It's awesome. So I'm really considering adding the A5 to my list. And then I also like these cover on cover designs that are by the same artist. I just don't use cover on cover, so I don't think that I'm going to buy one, but I think that they're a really, really nice cover on cover option. I think that they're the most beautiful cover on cover design that I have ever seen from Hobonichi. They're just stunning. So if I were to have a plain cover of either the A5 or the A6 or like plain colored weeks, I would definitely get one of these. Then the other thing that I like is this handkerchief. So I like the colors of this design on the A6, but you know, kind of I didn't like the design enough to think that I would buy it. But on a handkerchief, I think it looks really nice. So I think that this is a really cool option that Hobonichi does, because if there's a design that you sort of like, but not enough to have it on your techo cover, the handkerchief can be a really good way to I just love Hobonichi and everything associated with Hobonichi. So if there's something, you know, that reminds me of Hobonichi, I like to have it around. And I also thought that it was really cool how they have this tote bag with the cast cover. This is the same as that famous cover that the one that got away that I was talking about before. So I think that this is also kind of an interesting one, and one that I'm sort of keeping in mind because tote bags are always useful. And then I also thought that it was exciting that they have a new version of the Search and Collect button. So this one has a cat in a mirror on it. I'm also interested in these mangachiefs, which again are handkerchiefs that I think this looks amazing. It's a handkerchief with manga on it. It's so cool. So these are only available in Japan, but I think that probably some of the Etsy shops like Japanesey Shopper will be stocking them, because they usually do sell these items that are Japan only. So there are 3 different ones, and I like the first one best, this one. This one is also cool. I think those are all of my favorite things from the launch so far. So I'm super excited about the release days coming up, because I have quite a few things on my list, and I hope you are too, and I'll be interested to hear what your favorites are. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to be back soon. Bye.